Flora Duffy, Tokyo 2020, that arm goes up in the air. She's gonna take gold.
I've always wanted to go to the Olympics, which of course is like a really crazy thing for a 10-year-old girl from Bermuda to say.
We've never had a gold medalist before, so this is the first time.
From like the moment I crossed the line, I was like, this is the biggest thing I've ever done and will be.
Who does the groceries around here?
Yeah, my great.
You had one job, Alan.
Not doing his job. Only have quinoa and avocado.
I would have got this feedback no matter what was in the food.
It's not true.
I did my first triathlon when I was 7 years old. I did every little local triathlon, local running race, swim meet, cycling race. From pretty early on, decided that's what I wanted to do. There was no pathway. I feel like I winged it a little bit. In 2018, I suffered a pretty bad foot injury. Felt like I was on top of my game. I was ranked #1 in the world. I just won Commonwealth Games, got myself back and built my form back up. And then the Olympics were postponed. The world went into chaos. I was very lucky that I had my training to keep me occupied. I was on Zwift a lot. That was definitely a huge savior. Logging into Zwift, seeing people around me, that was just really cool to feel like you had a sense of a community. April, May into June, I had a pretty bad back injury. I knew I physically had everything to win the gold, but it just wasn't lining up for me. It was pretty mentally challenging. The bit of running I was able to do, I did solely indoors on the treadmill on Zwift using lever. And yeah, you can run at less body weight, which is super great when you're injured. That's how I did all of my running for sort of that 2-month stretch, April and May before the games, which was such a crucial part of my build that I was able to keep some running going, like just enough to keep me pretty fit that I wasn't taking a huge step back. So yeah, that was so important to have the treadmill on Zwift and the lever. Like that combination really kind of saved my Olympics. It's a great tool to use if you've got a treadmill session to do, which I would usually dread, but then you put Zwift on and you can see other people and, you know, it's interactive in this other world, which is pretty cool. Riding on Zwift, running on Zwift was such a huge, important, you know, piece of the puzzle as I built toward Tokyo. Winning gold in Tokyo, I hope would inspire many young girls in Bermuda. I went to school there, I did all the local races, and so there's no reason they can't go on to achieve their biggest, loftiest goal. Bermuda is a small island in the Atlantic Ocean. I cannot believe this is where I grew up. Like, it's a little paradise. Pretty much warm, hot, humid all year round. Beautiful beaches, crystal clear water. And I think it has a really interesting mix of a lot of British influence, Caribbean, and a little bit of American.
We are a very small country, and the fact that we have an Olympic champion, Olympic gold medalist, she's an incredible athlete, incredibly humble, and we're just so pleased to be able to recognize her and that she's able to come back here and join us.
When I first step off the plane, what always hits me immediately is the humidity, and then just being surrounded by the ocean, and then I think the people. Yeah, I don't know, it's just something special. This is a place I've known for a long time, and it's just like, it's nice to be back.
Never thought I would have the pool renamed after me. If you told me that when I was in high school, I would have thought you were absolutely crazy.
It makes one very overwhelmed with emotion as to how much impact you've had on these kids. It's been really quite incredible.
Thank you.
How are you guys doing today?
Thank
I think that's great, but check it. We do that. So the typical response is always that, like,
goodness, you're so small. Are you sure this is you?
Oh, me, yeah. They're like, you look so strong in the newspaper, but you're just a little girl. See if my parents are at home. Hello?
Hello, Mum. You want to see the tribute wall to my children?
Yeah.
And this is the latest thing. They keep giving us these printers, something or other, so we have to frame them. She was outstanding as like an 8-year-old when she did her first triathlon.
She used to beat all the boys.
Yeah. We didn't have to push her at all, did we? No. Not at all. She would push us to, I've got to go training.
Even from if she had a sleepover, I had to go and pick her up and, take her to training. She wouldn't miss the training.
She always said when she was really young she wanted to go to the Olympics.
How was the night before? Did you have any dreams? Do you dream a lot?
The night before, I've never seen Dan nervous. Before a race, he was nervous. Yes, you were. You're like frantic, like getting his stuff ready.
I was not frantic.
He was not dialed. Like usually Dan is dialed
this
and
is not
calm,
accurate.
cool, and collected, and he was just like panicky around the hotel room. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Got to the dockside and walked into the back room. It was full. I mean, the place was packed. The weight of it, I felt the weight on my shoulder that if she didn't do well, all these people would have been not disappointed, but...
Yeah, I was nervous as hell.
People from all walks of life were sitting in front of their TV watching me race, which is pretty special and a really powerful moment, I think.
Who's willing to hurt the most, they say. Towards the final turn, they say. Flora Duffy on her own, they say. At the top of her game, they say. About to take gold, they say. Hail Bermuda.
Once she came out of the water at the halfway mark, or just about the halfway mark in the top group, then I was really confident. Because of how Flora races, if she's in that top group, out of the water, then she's a very good chance of winning.
Yeah, it was such an amazing accomplishment for Bermuda. I mean, I was bawling my eyes out.
We were watching at Henry VIII, and I swear everyone, a couple parishes down, would have heard us screaming.
My mama was there clapping. My mama's 89 years old. She was very happy for you. You are the best in the world. Me, my mother, everybody has enough respect for you. Well done.
I am from Bermuda, where little girls will drive down a twisty hill while hearing their mom say, "This is Flora Duffy Hill." And that will mean something. And I hope that little girl will look out the window at that wooden street sign and dream big. Thank you.
I think for endurance sports like triathlon or cycling, it really has to be an internal motivation because it's pretty hard what we do and your whole life is dedicated towards it. So that's kind of, it's always been my drive because I've wanted to achieve, being a world champion, being an Olympic gold medalist. And now I'm at sort of this point of reflecting of where to next, what do I want to do next. I still want to keep racing, but I think it's, an important time to reflect, decompress, and figure out your next why. Like, why do you keep, pursuing this?